Alright, Schlockmeister fans, another re-review from my previous channel, Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death. Let's check it out. Our movie starts out with a lot of grunting and fighting while somebody's filming it.
Rage emerged, or as he wrote, once Hyde emerged and gained control, great-grandfather was lost.
This is Dr. Jekyll's great-grandson.
In the continued and enchanted...
In the background there is Jekyll's girl, Julia. He keeps her in a drugged-up catatonic state.
Julia.
She may not be completely willing to be his girl.
Love me, Julia. Take me, Julia. Love me. Love me.
Julia's father shows up.
Come in, please.
He thinks Julia's been killed in a car accident.
I'm so sorry. So very, very sorry about Julia. I don't know what to say. The boys will take care of your bags, and after you've had a chance to rest, we'll have a long talk in the study. Hilda.
And there's his sister Hilda, who's apparently insane.
Has been hopelessly insane from birth. Yes, the lobotomy. McAllister at Harvard did it when she was 14. He's here. Revenge is in my grasp.
Rounding out the cast of characters is Boris.
Work.
Boris ain't much to Boris. He just mumbles and walks around, and he brings kidnapping victims for him to try his serum on.
You walk like her.
This is like incestuous.
Look like her. You even make me want you like her.
That's his sister.
That's the agony I've had to bear.
Anyway, the kidnapped victims are a couple of women in this case, and he's injected them with the serum, and they're now fighting each other. Boris also seems to have a fascination for Julia.
Is she uncomfortable, Boris? Is that what makes you cry?
They're both trained.
He shows the professor, Julia's dad, footage of his fights.
Color to the activity. Where conscience lives.
What are they doing there?
The result is that
What is
all
this?
hidden, all repressed
killing each other.
impressions are free to be expressed. It also dams the inner brain or central.
Professor doesn't agree with any of this stuff.
My expertise is involved in the behavior of human beings, not their destruction. I cannot see how I can help you in the least. Animals are one thing.
Well, there are similarities, Professor.
I must tell you, however, that with permission of local police authorities, we are using human subjects here in the laboratory. They've even provided us with the volunteers.
I think I'd like
He
to
still
go
thinks
for a
Julia's
walk.
dead, and the body's there somewhere.
But I insist, Henry Jekyll, that you allow me to see Julia first thing in the morning.
He reluctantly agrees to help him in his
Oh, you'll
experiments.
see her all right. Look.
He continues to molest Julia.
Take me, Julia. Love me, Julia.
He finds out Julia's alive.
Monster!
So, you wouldn't watch my experiments. Well, now you must. Look.
June.
So he injects a couple more.
Pure madness.
Purpose tonight, Atkinson, is to determine whether or not the subject with the serum, the woman, can prevail over the stronger subject without the serum, man.
They beat the shit out of each other.
I won't watch.
Watch her, Atkinson. Watch. Look at her
Stop
eyes.
the
See her
fight.
eyes. See her
Jekyll's
eyes.
got a gun now.
Turning them into animals, Jekyll.
I think the woman has prevailed. And then when she attacks Jekyll, they have no other option but to shoot.
I said, Boris.
He then takes a whip to his sister.
I'm the one you love. This is love.
And then he pours hot coffee on her. Or hot water. I think he's trying to propose now.
We've received reports of gunshots in the vicinity. Could you tell me if you've seen or heard anything out of the ordinary in the past few weeks?
No, sir. I've seen nothing or heard nothing like that, sir.
Hildy, choked. After some more fighting, it's time to shoot the guy who's out of control, but apparently he's so out of control that you can't even shoot him.
Stay here. But I will continue. You fear me?
And pretty much all hell breaks loose. Julia's got a knife.
Perhaps you fear this.
Daddy's got a bullet in his head. And Boris is going crazy too. After being shot, Boris's dying act is to inject Dr. Jekyll with his own serum. As the cops return, Jekyll's actually happy. Apparently the serum works finally.
Hilda, I won! I won, Hilda!
And that's how our movie ends. Alright, let's talk about this movie called Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death. What the hell is this movie? After watching it, I don't even know. I've seen this movie a couple times in my life, and I've just always been mystified by it because it's just so weird. I originally taped this movie probably back in 1987 or so. I rented it from a place called Red Owl in Two Rivers, Wisconsin. It was a grocery store. They had movies for rent, and I rented them. This was one of them. I had it on the same tape with a movie called Making Contact, which I haven't seen in quite a while. This movie here, what I remember about this movie, first of all, personal memory is, like I said, I rented this, copied it. I used to rent a whole bunch of movies in one night, and then I would tape them throughout the night. I set my alarm clock to get up every 90 minutes or so, and then change the tapes. And I changed the tape on this one, and I started it up, and I went to the bathroom, and I came back. All I remember is the line, "Grandfather was lost," which I think I showed you at the beginning of this review here too. That's all I remember about this movie, because I never watched it until probably the late 90s or so when I saw it again. And that's, for some reason, that line always stuck with me. I don't know why. But anyway, it's the grandson, actually it's great-grandson, I think, of Dr. Jekyll. He is continuing his great-grandfather's experiments. He's trying to create this serum that can have this, like, controlled rage or something like that. So he kidnaps people, and then he brings them into his basement, his dungeon, I guess you could say, and he has them fight each other, and they fight to the death often. They're just, it's just, this whole movie is just one fight scene after the other. It's like watching Kung Fu. It's just really strange. And actually the Kung Fu sequences aren't bad. They actually look like they're really fighting and wrestling and hitting and smacking and kicking. That's what he does. He injects them, he watches them fight, and hopefully he'll get this controlled rage. So I'm not exactly sure what he's trying to get out of this. But along the way, he's also got this girl, Julie, Julia, who he wants to marry. However, I don't know what the deal is with her, but he keeps her doped up, and she's basically catatonic throughout the film. And then he has this sister named Hilda, who has been apparently insane for 20 years. I don't know. She wanders around. And then he has this guy named Boris, this black guy, who apparently was somebody, and he's just a mess too. He just wanders around grunting. He's basically a manservant. Well, Julia's father comes. The father's under the impression that Julia has died in a car accident, so he's come to console Dr. Jekyll. Doesn't realize that his daughter is catatonically still alive and wandering around. But eventually he lets the father or father-in-law know what he's doing with his experiments. Father-in-law condemns him. You're a madman, blah, blah, blah. Then he finds out his daughter's still alive. Then he reluctantly agrees to help, or at least aid in some way, shape, or form. But then, I don't know, all hell breaks loose. There's a lot of fighting. Boris attacks. Everybody ends up dying, basically, except Jekyll. He injects at the end, and he ends up injecting himself by mistake. And he's like, oh, I finally figured out the serum works, blah, blah, blah. And then our movie just kind of ends as the police show up. We hear them at the door, and then we fade to black. That's it. I don't even know what the hell happened here or what was going to happen next. I don't know. It's just Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death. The director of this movie is named James Wood. He made 3 movies. 2 of them were porn, and then he made this one, which doesn't even have a single boob in it. Could have used some. Strange movie. The guy who starred in this movie, his name is James Mathers. No relation to Jerry Mathers that I'm aware of. No beaver. I don't know. The film is just so weird. It was like, and even the lighting was weird. They have like one little spotlight in this room, and I don't know. It's just strange. This is a movie that strange little relic from 1979. I'm not sure why Vinegar Syndrome picked this movie to put out. It's a wonderful Blu-ray, wonderful slip cover here and everything, a nice hard one. It's just a strange movie to get such a nice treatment because it looks fantastic for what it is. Just a weird movie. Weird. Anyway, that's it. I'm curious if you've seen this little thing. Let me know what you think about it. What am I missing here? What is this movie? Strange. Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death. Watch it. Leave some comments. Bye.